What's up guys, I just wanted to show you guys with this error code 440 how I cut my hole. Robert DIY also has a great video on all the details of changing out the parts and everything, but I just wanted to show you how I cut my hole on my car, my IS300, to be able to change this part right here. And I can tell you that as soon as I started cutting, I could smell gas, so you definitely want to be careful. And what I did was I drilled my hole right here, and I will say it's really easy to drill through this material, so be careful. And as others have mentioned, there is a fuel line right here, so don't drill right there, just be real careful. But what I did was I made a hole right there with this drill bit right here, and then I used some tin snips that I had bought the hardware store and just started, and literally I could just get in and work it up around here, and then got in the hole right there and worked it up and curved around and brought it all the way up here, as you can see. And by doing that, I do have access to all the screw holes, or the actual screws. So this one was the most difficult to reach, but I was able to get to that one. Then here's the other screws. Then there's one right there. And then back here are the clips I'll be dealing with soon. So just wanted to show you guys this real quick and see if hopefully that will help you guys out. Alright, so here we are about halfway in. Getting this piece off. Let's see, this hose off right here was pretty easy. There's a clamp and I just stuck this little screwdriver looking thing in there, was able to move the clamp over and then loosen it up. Now I'm about to deal with this, which has some teeth that are holding it on to the rim back here. But I've got the screws off, so what I'm about to do now is take off this screw, twist this around, put a little screwdriver in there, and pry this off. Alright guys, so I was able to wedge around this and working it around this clip right here. There's two sides, you got to do it on this side and on this side. And this came off, this big piece came off really easy. So now I'm about to switch out the parts and connect them back, and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright guys, so we're all back together. Some last minute tips I would have would be to definitely make sure you're wearing gloves. I wore some gloves like this and I don't think I got any injuries. When you put this top back on, you are gonna have to flip the clip back down or you'll be hitting this. And there are two silver clips attached to this hose right here. You don't need to touch this one, you need to touch the one that's under here. So I guess the last thing I have to say is only slightly put the screws in as you're putting them on, so you can keep things lined up, and then once you have all the screws in, then tighten them all down. And actually one more thing is, when you're putting this part back in, put the washer on here first and make sure it's snug, and then put it onto here, and that'll be a lot easier. But I had the same typical crack on my part that seems like everyone else has. There's basically a very tiny crack that forms right here and causes the issue. So this is it. You can kind of see the crack right there. But overall, pretty easy repair. I think it's going to actually be harder getting all this back together. So what I'm going to do is use these pliers to bend everything nice and flat, hammer it back down, then use some aluminum tape as others have said, and probably use some JB Weld to seal it all back up. Then I should be good to go. Here are the parts that I use for this repair. This is the fuel assembly valve. That's the part right here. And then here's the part for the gasket that goes right under the part I just showed you. And just to make sure, this came in here. And this is the other part. Alright guys, so I've got it all closed up. Now I'm going to put some JB weld along the seam, and it should be good. I will say that closing it up was one of the harder parts for me, because I had this roofing material that I used for sound damping material that was sold on the IS300 car audio forum a long time ago. So I'm just going to seal it up now and should be good to go. Alright guys, so here we are with the JB weld in place. So I'm going to let this sit for about a day, and then I'll cover it up and be done with it. Okay, so here it is all done. I put JB weld all along the crack, and it's been sitting here for about a day, and I feel good about it because this is my first time using this JB weld stuff, but it is insanely strong. And that should be it. I'll put the parts that I used down below in the description. And again, for other videos, check out Robert's do-it-yourself channel, Robert DIY. He was a great help in me doing this. And also check out the my.is forum. That was a great help as well. Thank y'all very much for watching.